Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Washington County Chamber Small Business Solutions Series workshop. We are very excited today to have two great presenters with us. I'm just checking to see whether David Yassa, who is with the growth coach of Greater Portland, is with us this morning. He is our sponsor for 2025. Appreciate his support. And at the end of the program, if he's able to join us, he will give him a little spotlight. But we are very excited to be talking about the holidays. Some people are not very happy to be talking about the holidays, but they are upon us. We were just talking about the fact that it is October 15th. So we are halfway through October and sliding very, very quickly into the holiday season. And this is a great opportunity to get your holiday marketing in order. And we have two great presenters with us here today that will walk us through different ideas and thoughts about how we can make sure that your business is as prepared as possible to take advantage of and get customers in through the door during this important holiday season. So we have Jen Little, who is the Vice President of Public Policy for the Washington County Chamber. And we have Elizabeth Case, who is owner of Yellow Dogs Consulting. She is also a Hillsborough City Councilor, past Chamber Board Chair, and extraordinaire. You name it, she's done it. So I'm not sure exactly which one of you is going to lead off, but I'm going to turn it over to both of you. And thank you very much for putting this all together for us.
Well, thank you so much, Deanna. As Deanna said, I am Elizabeth Case. I am the owner of Yellow Dog Consulting. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. Jen's going to tell you a little bit about herself. And then we're going to kind of lay out the game plan for the next 45 minutes to an hour. And then we're going to get to work. So it's going to be pretty fun. So as Deanna said, I am the owner of Yellow Dog Consulting. I started the company back in 2011, and it was really created to help small business owners with their sales and marketing efforts. Over the years, it is kind of morphed. I am a certified MailChimp Pro partner now. So I do mostly email marketing, which is kind of the bread and butter of my business these days. And so it's all about talking about those systems and schedules when it comes to your marketing efforts, and email marketing continues to be a big piece of that. So we're going to talk a bit about email marketing today. We're also going to talk about those systems and schedules as we're putting together your holiday marketing plan. So that's a little about me. Jen, tell us a little bit about
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Elizabeth. I am Jen Little. I work here at the Chamber. I have a background in public relations, but also I'm kind of a chameleon over the years, kind of adapting and helping people with graphics design. So I kind of got on that boat very early, and I started out at the Chamber as graphic designer, brand manager, and then I tapped into my skills in public relations, communications, and advocacy and public policy. So I've been working on what we're doing most of my career in some way and capacity. And we're excited today to kind of reinforce what you already know, or give you some new tips to make your life easier when you're trying to promote your business through the holidays and year round. Actually, these are going to be tips that you can take with you. And this is being recorded, so you can revert back to it anytime you want to check on something. And Elizabeth and I are also very accessible, so you can reach out anytime.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so here's what we're going to talk about today. We are going to talk about your customized holiday marketing calendar. What do you need to be paying attention to over the next 2.5 months? Because in 2.5 months, it'll be 2026. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to be the bearer of that news. We're going to talk about some engaging campaign ideas. We're going to just kind of creatively dump a bunch of ideas at you to figure out what's going to be the right fit for you and your business. Then we're going to talk about some tips and tricks to get the most out of Canva. One of Jen's superpowers is Canva and the ability to use it way better than I ever will. And then we're going to talk about scheduling out your scheduling out your content for the rest of the holiday season so you don't get jammed up at one time or another. So first, we're going to talk about your customized holiday marketing calendar. Like I mentioned, we are 2.5 months away from the end of the year. Jen and the amazing team at the Chamber have created a fantastic holiday calendar for you, and she is going to put that into the chat right. You can see it, but it looks like this, and kind of what for the 3 months, right, to get us through the end of the year. So we're going to talk through this calendar right now. So what are going to be the most important holidays for and dates for your business? So starting in October, we are 2.5 weeks from Halloween. Sorry, there's beeps and bops going on the screen. Everything is great. So Halloween is coming up in just 2.5 weeks. Is there anything you need to be paying attention to when it comes to Halloween? We also have Diwali coming up next week, starting on Monday, which is a really a regularly celebrated holiday, especially here in Hillsborough and Washington County area. And so, do you need to be paying attention to what's going on there? Starting to think about October. And then we move into November. And first up, there's a few things coming up, but kind of one of the first big ones is Veterans Day. Jen, do you want to talk a little bit about Veterans Day and some stuff that the Chamber has going on?
I'm sure. The chamber is working on a earlier be ahead of Veterans Day, the Veteran Small Business Week, and promoting our Veterans Business Advisory Council, which is a great way for veteran professionals and business owners to connect with community and to also network with each other and learn from each other. So we will be handing out window cleans to veteran-owned businesses that sign up for them, which is exciting, which is just a unique thing that we're doing. But there are many ways to share that your business welcomes veterans. It's a great opportunity to share some content or send an email, thanking the veterans or offering a discount or something along those lines.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, so there's some great stuff coming up. If you are a veteran-owned business, if you support veterans in your business, not that you wouldn't support veterans, but if that's something vocal that you do. But yeah, there's some great stuff going on with the Chamber too. So be thinking about that. And then we're off to the races 2 weeks later, right? So we've got Thanksgiving on the 27th, and then Black Friday, and then Cyber Monday, and then Giving Tuesday. And then we are into December, and we are talking about, like, what do you need to be thinking about? Do you need like a weekly holiday promotion through the end of the year? Like, what are we doing to get you to the end of the year? Hanukkah starts on December 14th. Kwanzaa begins on December 26th. Obviously, Christmas is the 25th. And then the last day of the year, December 31st. So something to be considering is with New Year's. Is it New Year, new pricing going on that's going to be there that you want to be considering and thinking about when it comes to your holiday efforts? So that's the calendar. How are we feeling? Are we overwhelmed yet? Are we doing all right? Good. Okay. Thumbs up. I love to hear it. So that's the calendar. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to schedule it every single day, but we want you to have this handy calendar in front of you. Print it out. Circle the dates that are important to you. There might be other dates that are important to you. Your birthday, your business anniversary, other, personal things that are important to you in your business or your industry. So pay attention to those kinds of things. And then let's talk about kind of some engaging campaign ideas, right? Like, we have these dates. What are we supposed to do now? So you want to first think about kind of what has worked for your business in years past. What did you do last year? What did you do the year before? I am a B2B business, so I'm not going to have weekly holiday promotions and a retail calendar going. But something that I like to think about is some years for my clients, I will send a holiday gift. Some years I will do a donation in lieu of a holiday gift, which means I'm also sending a holiday card that says, hey, I've made a donation in your honor to this organization or that organization. Sometimes I let the clients pick what that is. I'm going to make a donation to an organization. You guys pick what organization is important to you. And so be thinking about what that might look like. Holiday cards. And then also think about like Thanksgiving versus Christmas. Do you want to do a I'm thankful for your business kind of activity or message, or is it more of a Christmas holiday message in there? Or do you do a Happy New Year? kind of message. Something to think about for New Year's is like, there's a couple of things with the new year, right? There's the like a new year, new you kind of a message. Or maybe you're changing your rates in the new year. That's a really popular time to raise your rates. And so do you want to announce that? Do you want to encourage people to buy gift cards now while we're at the previous rate? My massage therapist regularly does this, and it's great. I always end up buying a 5-pack of massages in December just at the lower rate because I know it's going up in the new year. So are there packages or promos like that you want to be thinking about? Um, Halloween. This is a fun one that an insurance agent client of mine does. What he'll do is go like the day after Halloween to the store and buy like the pumpkins that are $1. And then he'll buy them and then store them for a year and then fill them with candy and Starbucks gift card or whatever and other little treats. And then he'll go to his big client, like some of his bigger clients, and drop off the Halloween bucket on Halloween. It's just like a happy Halloween treat for those folks. So that's something kind of quick and easy you could do here in the next couple of weeks if you're starting to think of who do I need to touch before the end of the year or to get a little more business in the next couple of months. That could be an idea to throw out that has seen success for others in the past. You also want to think about creative ideas based on your business. So is it a favorite recipe that's coveted at your restaurant? Are there seasonal contests that you want to have or that you've done in the past that have worked well or that you can tweak to make a holiday theme? And then making sure that you're keeping it on brand, right? You don't need to, making sure that it's something that is within the scope of what you do and something that your clients like.
Hey, Virgil, it's Jill.
Oh, I think somebody's not on mute. We good? That was fun. Okay. I'm paying attention. I'm reading some notes and doing all the things. And then also thinking about, I mentioned this a little bit earlier, right? Do you want to tease those promotions in advance, like a sneak peek at your Black Friday sale as we're all sitting on the couch on Thanksgiving that evening, digesting all the food and pie and watching whatever Thanksgiving or Christmas movie that Christie's recommended. It's like maybe that's a good time to tease what's going on this weekend, right? This is the Black Friday sale. This is the Small Business Saturday sale. Here's what we're going to have going on in the store this weekend, and be teasing some of those things. And then one other thing I want to recommend, I know I'm dumping a lot at you, and that's sort of intentional, is what's going to jump just for you. Is looking at your Q4 sales from the last couple of years. Like, when were customers shopping? Do you need to adjust your marketing efforts for this year? And I know that's not as fun to think about, but it's really important, right? Like, what worked for you in previous years? When do you need to adjust in your schedule? Gosh, I really thought that mid-November was going to be busier and it really wasn't. So maybe you need to be sending out that newsletter earlier and communicating, hey, here's what's coming up. Don't forget, we're going to be closed these days. Here's what's happening that you want to be planning for. And again, as I mentioned earlier, right, those non-retail businesses. So thankful for your business, Thanksgiving versus Christmas cards, holiday gifts, be thinking about those kinds of things as well. I want to mention one more thing, and then we're going to move to Jen to talk about some fun with Canva, is reviews. And I know that's a really weird thing to bring up right now, but this is a really great time to be asking for reviews and testimonials for your business. This is because it'll be really helpful to get you through the holiday season. So who do you need to reach out to and ask to give you that 5-star Google review or that Facebook testimonial that you can use in your business over the next couple of months? A couple more 5-star reviews would be super helpful to make sure that people are finding your business in the next few months. So I know it's a weird one, but something to be considering. Jen, I just rambled on a whole bunch. Did I miss anything? Did you have things to add as we talk about ideas here?
No.
Okay.
The only thing I like is for Thanksgiving, kind of playing into gratitude and gratefulness. And you can do something on all of your social media channels and in your newsletters around grateful. And you can ask your clients and customers to share what they're grateful. And that's another touch on your socials and they can tag you and you can share it. Just a way to increase your exposure on social media, which is where everybody is right now.
Totally. I love it. How are we feeling? That was a lot of creative ideas that I went through really fast. What is sounding good? Where are you going? I like that idea, but I have no idea what to do with it. Do we have questions? Are we doing okay? We're getting some heart emojis in here. So I think we're all right. Okay. Jen.
I do have a
Gotcha.
question.
Great.
I just am curious, with your, a lot of what you talked about was, maybe like retail facing. What if I'm a service business and I don't necessarily have a retail storefront and what kinds of, how would you pivot some of those ideas to focus in for a service business?
Yeah, and that's where I kind of talk about, right? Like you may just be plugging along like normal for the next 2.5 months, and that's really okay. I think we'll talk a little bit more about this when we talk about kind of the email and scheduling your campaigns, but it's really the next couple of months get busy, right? So if you send your newsletter on the third Thursday or the fourth Thursday of the month, you don't want to do that in November and probably not in December either. And so it's really looking at your calendar for these next few months and figuring out, okay, when are my clients, and this is why I mentioned like looking at your Q4 sales, like when are your clients getting quiet? When are things busier for you? Because things in the next couple of months, those busier weeks and quieter weeks, if you granulate down that far, are going to change in the next few months. So thankful, gratitude and Thanksgiving is always great messaging to be sending to clients. Year-end promotions, if you're changing your rates, that's something really great to be talking about with clients. Are there any year-end specials that you need to have? If you've seen, like usually things get really quiet in December. Like in my business, I might run a MailChimp review promotion for the end of the year because if things get a little bit quieter and I have some capacity for that. So are there some kind of easy things that you can kick on at this time of year in your business to capture all those last few sales and marketing budgets through the end of the year, right? And that's another thing, speaking of what you were talking about, Deanna, is like people's budgets. Like how is your business affected by your clients' budgets, right? Do they have money that they need to spend by the end of this year, that you want to reach out and capture that from them now so they can pay for it in advance and use it in 2026? Or, are they kind of ratcheting down for the year but gosh, the first week of January, that new budget kicks in and they're going to be good to go, that you want to make sure you are circling back after the holidays, as we all love to say. We're not quite ready to do that yet. Keep doing your follow-up, but yeah, it'll be here sooner than you think. So hopefully those are good ideas. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. All right, Jen.
All right. Now, I don't know, with a show of hands or in chat, does anybody use Chat GPT regularly? I mean, not Chat GPT, Canva. Do you might learn some stuff today or just reinforce what you already know? I'm going to try and move all of this stuff out of the way of my calendar, of my PowerPoint. So today, we want you to get the most out of your marketing, and we're going to talk about collateral in this. Elizabeth, if you can be on the lookout for hands since I'm in full screen, that would be great. So we can stop and answer questions.
You've got it.
So you have a couple of options with Canva. There's a free version, which offers some standard sizes, some graphics, upload content, and free downloads for most file types. But I highly recommend an investment for your business, Canva Pro, which is only $120 a year, which is a lot of money. And there is a monthly payment plan, but it will take you to the next level. And we'll go into some of those options. Basically, the toolbar is over here and up ahead. I don't know if you can see this, but I have all of these different options to upload files, to go to my brand, and it's save the information and save the files I've done before and to do consistent branding. Everything is drag and drop. So I'm going to go to my uploads and we'll see here that I have Office Evolutions logo. There you go, Jennifer. And it just drags and drops right into wherever you want it to go. And you have the option to resize. And another beautiful thing is that you have the option to pull from the color photos, the photo colors, to change the logo, or to make sure that your branding matches your logo, and you have these color options. So you can basically be a graphics designer no matter your skill set and what your background is. There are stock photos and photo elements that you can insert that from the subject, and they work search for copy. I have the option over here with graphics or photos. I'll insert photo, and you can just use this stock photo if you don't have a photo of your on there, and we'll now the background is blocking of so if I do something with transparency, and you can add text to this for your social media channels. Like I said, you can upload, it's very easy, upload files. And then you can check your logos, upload your logos, upload your videos, your short videos, upload, you can record yourself as well. So you can do a reel or something, and we'll get into that in a second. So you just go over to upload, and I'm going to upload files, and you're not going to be able to see this because right now Canva is blocking, Zoom blocks my file explorer, but you see I uploaded that logo and just inserted it in there. When you have the pro version, which is $120 a year, you get access to having your brand kit. Do you guys see the logos on the left?
Yep.
So here I have all of the logos for the chamber that I use regularly. And also I have here our color palette, which is our branded colors, and our fonts. And I can also add photos and other graphics and icons, charts. You can really boil down and make marketing so much easier by having this information right at your fingertips, and you're not trying to upload it every time you want to create something. All right. Canva also has intuitive templates. So if I go to design and I want to do grateful or gratitude, I have all of these options that I can make my own. These are like starting points. I never recommend going in and using exactly what Canva gives you as a template, but I think they're great opportunities to start somewhere in your marketing. Like for this one for example, I don't like the gnome, but I do like the background and I like the pumpkins. So I will just, move things around, go to my branded font. And I will just say that I'm grateful. And you can move everything around in certain templates and just make it smaller with a bigger background. You can change the background. With this one, we have the option to change the background colors. And you can use your branded colors even. But this is just a great starting point for getting ideas. Whoops. And then I can also pull it up. Oops, wrong one. Pull it up so it can be seen easier. And then just drag the corner and resize it. And you also have all of the options up here at the top to format your text. for time constraints, to make sure we can answer questions and do some customized stuff, we just share some of my favorite tricks and tips. I like the background remover a lot, and I will let me see if I can do. I'll take this picture of Deanna and I will set it over here, but you see it doesn't quite match my background on my screen. So I will do background remover.
I did not know about this one and I freaking love it.
And now it's just Deanna's photo, and you don't have to pay a graphics designer or do Photoshop or have those skills to be able to pull this off, because it's just a drag, drop, and click. And if I wanted to do let's say we wanted to add a logo to her, and again we have the background on here, I can do background remover, and now we have a branded graphic with your face, especially if you're in a B2B business where you want to be highly visible, real estate, or a B2C business like real estate, insurance, and you're recognizable by your face. This is a great tool, especially when you're doing your flyers for open houses or whatever. So you can include your photo, and you can resize it. So we got Deanna smaller, we got Deanna bigger. And it's just, drag the corner. I mean, I have my mouse, very large for this, so you can see it, but just dragging those corners. One thing you don't want to do is stretch out too much, because it does crop. But you can cut the frame to just what your logo is for alignment purposes. So we are gonna do a little Instagram post. Do you see the blank screen?
We do.
Okay. So this is going to be, actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do an Instagram story or reel, because I really want to show you some options you have. So let's say Krusty Eye Ranch Studios is doing a fall sale. So we are going to do fall video. And I'm going to see all these video options that I have. So I'm going to plug this one in, and I'm going to resize it to fit the reel. And you see those leaves back there. And then I'm going to go to my uploads. I'm going to insert Krusty Ranch's logo. I'm going to do the background remover on it. I'm going to tighten it up a little bit. Krusty Eye Ranch, I'm sorry. And then if I recall correctly, let's say we're doing a, Tony, what sort of thing would you run in the fall, or ideas you have for fall?
I have none. That's why I'm here.
Perfect. That's perfect. So tell me about your business.
It's just, a bunch of various little quirky, whimsical, sometimes, really beautiful textured pieces. It can be art. It can be like my cat dish there that I like to collect vintage stamps and imprint the image onto my clay, and then
So great. So here we have one of
Awesome.
your products, right? And I
Yes.
just removed the background on it. And then we'll add some text that says, fall in love. And then you can share this on your Instagram page or your Facebook Reels or TikTok. And then when you play it, you find play, you'll have the leaves falling in the background.
Wow.
So
Make
I
it look
just
so
put
easy.
So I just put something I found on your website or on your Etsy page with your logo. And then I added the leaves, and you can customize the text. And for time purposes, we don't have time to like do a full design, but then you can download this. Over here, you see share. I don't know if you can see all the options, but you can download, and then you can pick what you want to download it as. So you would download this as an MP4 video and have that background, and you'll have more interactions. And then when you have the option to record yourself or add music, but I think the best thing to do is download it without music and then use something that is available and royalty free. You don't want to run into that royalty situation where your music is blocked because of copyright infringement. So I try and just do this and add music from the platform I'm using, whether it's Facebook or Instagram.
Because Instagram will have some good stuff that they've paid the royalties for. Is that how that works? Or that if you're only using a certain
Absolutely.
amount of it? Okay.
Because I have just done so many times, because you spend so much time looking for sound,
Right.
and then when you upload it and it won't allow you to use that that audio, it's very frustrating. So I always like to just use what's available in Instagram or in Facebook. I don't do a lot. We don't really do TikTok. So most of our stuff is Instagram and Facebook and Reels there. All right. So now we've got a great little template there. Fall in love. And then for Christy, we will do a Christy Dodge with Dodge Media. I'm going to start with a Instagram post, and they've changed the sizes. So Canva really is intuitive. And I'm going to make this one really simple. Let's see. So I'm going to throw Christy's logo onto this here, onto the page. I'm going to choose a background for it and say, so I'm going to check on something for media. Let me try media. Let's see, I don't. And we'll just use this template for purposes of and I'm just going to play with it just a little bit. And so Christy's going to tell us how to grow on social media through using Dodge Media Production to help with your production of your professional videos. Now, Christy wants to use it on Instagram, but she also wants to use it as Facebook posts. She wants to use it for other social media as a reel. And then she wants to use it as a flyer. Business flyer. But there isn't a side here. She wants to run this as an ad. So you can use a custom size. So it can be whatever size you want it to be through the premium. And so I'm going to do 300 by 250 because that's something we do a lot. And I did copy and resize. And now you're going to see all of these tabs open up. See that? So with one design, and this is not something Christy necessarily would use, but now here is her Facebook post. Here is a template for a reel, and you just have to move stuff around. Here is a flyer.
This is so slick. I love this.
And here is the ad that I'm going to run on the website. That's 300 by 250 px. And I can make the logo smaller and larger, and I can update it. And now you just download all of those files as PDF, each one individually as a PDF or a PNG. And you have branded all of your content for all of your platforms for your marketing plan for the year. So if you do an ad for the Washington County Chamber, let me find that ad size sheet. We're launching the holiday guide. So I'm going to do file, create new design, custom size. The holiday guide is in inches, not pixels. So it is going to be a 1/4 page ad because that's what you get free as a chamber member. And I'm going to do 3.625 inches by 4.75 inches. And I'm going to create a new design. So I'm going to say holiday. Or I'm going to say, we do Black Friday. See if we get for Black Friday. But you can see it pulls up all of these templates that allow you to customize whatever you have going on. So for this holiday guide ad, you want to do a Black Friday ad, and then you can insert your logo onto this. I'm going to choose a white logo to go on that black background. And this is the size of the Chamber's holiday guide ad specifications. And you can add to this however you like. You can change it from Black Friday to holiday specials. And since that guide is intuitive, you can have your website on it, even though it's digital, and have your website and your logo and any branding you want. And you can go through this. So yeah, I don't like these presents down here. Delete the presents. I want this bigger, make it bigger. I want the bow somewhere else. And so they're just, you can just move things around and make it your own. So I'll center up the logo. And then I download this as a PDF or a PNG or a JPEG file, and I send it over through the form for the holiday guide, and I am all set. I've done it myself. I haven't paid a designer. It's aligned with my branding. It's aligned with what the information I want to share.
Jen, do you want to go over when are the optimal times to choose PDF versus PNG versus JPEG?
Absolutely.
Such a good question. Thank you.
PDFs are best for print. Anything you're going to have printed, PDFs are print, and Canva will optimize your PDFs for printing. There are two options, one for digital, one for printing. And then PNG is more for digital purposes, and JPEG prints better than when you're having something printed. But PNG is better for digital purposes. And so if you stick to your file sizes that are required for through Canva that we just saw, and MP4 and MOV is for reels and video, of course. But if you stick to the sizes that they have, it's intuitive. But I only use PDF sometimes when I'm sharing a document or a flyer, I'll use a PDF. But if it's a graphic for social media, you cannot upload a PDF. It has to be PNG or JPEG file. But I use JPEG for print, PNG for digital. Let's see here. What's up next? All right, and this is one that I have grown to love over the years. So I am going to go to, I'm going to go to the Chamber website. Actually, I'm going to go to Christie's Wedge website. Now, Christie is going to do a flyer or a, well, the internet is not, this is pretty slow. Christy's wants to advertise her podcasts. And she wants a QR code for people to go to her website to learn more. And QR codes are growing in popularity. Oops. There are a couple of QR code options within Canva. So I'm going to enter Christy's URL. I'm going to make the background. I'm going to try and get as close to her colors as possible. Christy, if you have your brand numbers, or everybody, if you have your numbers, your hex colors for your branding, you can enter them right there. I'm going to generate a code, and now it's something Christy can put directly into her social media and her flyers, and it goes straight to her website. So if you were to go up to that, you grab your phone and go on the screen and scan that QR code, it will take you to Dodge Media Productions.
Jen, you have
Did
a
you have?
question?
Yes.
I think it's Valia.
I have two questions. Well, one is about Canva. So all the stuff that you showed, Jen, are these with the pro version, or are these also available in the free version?
Most of it's pro. That's
Most of
why
it's
I
pro.
say I think that for $120 a year for this opportunity to elevate your brand and branding and be consistent, like you hired a top-notch graphics designer, but you did it yourself. I think it's the best investment you can make. Graphics designers will run you $120 an hour to work on one project. Not to mention, I think, I've seen branding go for $20,000 just to set up branding, and that didn't include social media and all of that stuff. So I think this is the $120 is an investment in your business and in yourself, because there are also lots of trainings within Canva, lots of videos you can watch to learn more about it, and you come out polished. I think if you're going to I think for two top investments in your business will be Canva, so you can reach your audience more broadly. Three things: Canva, so you can reach your audience more broadly. MailChimp, which is free, but making sure you're doing your email marketing that aligns with that branding. Because also within Canva, you can customize your email headers to match your social media stuff. So you're consistent throughout, and it'll match your ad and the holiday guide. So you're consistent throughout. And then your chamber membership, so you connect with people and learn more about how you can be a better professional and reach your customers. Those are the three big investments that are relatively low cost, that you can do to really shine as a business owner and still have time, because everything we just did was so fast. So you'll still have time to do what you do because you don't have a graphic designer or a marketing person in house, or it is your job to be marketing and you have to handle customer service as well. I mean, you're wearing so many hats, and this just takes one layer off of your plate to be able to focus on what you went into business to do.
Okay, thank you. Because I have the tools. It's just mainly when I'm looking for something that will help me to save me time. Because I have, the InDesign, Illustrator, all of Photoshop, I have the tools, but this just like how quickly it can be done. And, not to second guess myself, is this good? Is this not good? How they going to look at it? So it's something that I was looking for, something to save me time. So thank you.
Absolutely. And even, as when I was graphics designer, when I did more graphics designer here, and I still do, I love Illustrator and I love Photoshop and I love InDesign, but they have their place. This is just more affordable, more accessible, and it moves faster. To move things around on an artboard in Illustrator takes time, and to get it perfect takes a lot of time. Canva will just set it right up for you, and then you just move and drag a corner and download. And then you can focus on pastries.
Please.
Please focus on pastries. I think that was all I had, other than you can also, one thing, if you ever want to do this, I don't think I've ever done this before, but you can share your project as a website. So come down here, live website. Preparing my design. And now if you go into the chat, oops, hold on. I've got too many screens open. Now if we go into the chat, let me share.
I had no idea you could do that. That's awesome.
Now you can see the
I
entire
am so
presentation
glad.
we did today, not the resizing, just the presentation portion. So you can, save that and bookmark it, and go back and look at what we discussed today and try some things out on your own. But it has just the presentation that we went over today and all of the slides. And I think that's all I've got. Do we want to open it up for questions?
Go for it, Valia.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know me, I'm a baker, so I do like Middle Eastern style bakery. So this year I've kind of figured out my business model. I've tried a few things last year, so that's what this year that I have a clear vision where I want to go. So I'm diving or beefing up the marketing. So one of the things that I was told to do or to have are stickers. And the first time I heard that, like, what are we, like 3 years old? You want to give out stickers? But found out that it is quite popular, especially among the little longer. Exactly. I was looking at where did I put it? I don't know if I can see it, the Insomnia
Mhm.
Coffee sticker. So I was told you should have this on hand, because I go to markets and stuff, and you can even sell it for your cost. So I was wondering, what are your guys' thoughts on that?
I guess I'll chime in here. I don't
Yeah.
think that would be my focus if you're really bootstrapping. I think if I were, it depends on your resources. I think they're great to have. I think people do put them on their water bottles and their computers and they keep them in their space. I love stickers. I pick them up when I see one I like and I put it on my water bottle.
Mhm.
So I can promote, like I just went to Ocean Spa in Cannon Beach and I can't quite see it, but I have a sticker for them just to remind me that I was there. I have an insomnia one on my water bottle because I love insomnia coffee, as well as a chamber sticker, Deanna, because I love the chamber. So there, you can, there's a place for it right now, and for adults, and it does whenever time I take my water bottle everywhere I go, so then people know that they see the chamber logo, they see Insomnia's logo, and so I think there's a place for it, but you need to just not cast too broad of a net and work on tchotchkes. I think focus is social media, and getting the word out there about your business and about the services you offer and reaching people where they are. And Elizabeth, did we go over mail? I think we need to turn it
We
over
did
to
not.
Elizabeth
Yeah.
because
I
I think
see.
Elizabeth will cover this.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Yeah, so really quickly, as we have just a few minutes left here today, I wanted to just talk a little bit about scheduling out your content. You've got your email marketing schedule. You hopefully already have, I've lost the screen. There we go. You hopefully already have like kind of a plan for what you do for your monthly newsletter. Hopefully it's a monthly newsletter. But what I want to show you really quick is, this is my MailChimp account, and MailChimp will give you a calendar with recommendations. And so like I can see, so it'll show you like, here's everything you've done. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So I had an email that went out on the 9th. I had an email that went out on Monday. My newsletter is going out tomorrow. And I have a follow-up email going out on Friday from another webinar that I taught last week. But as you're starting to think about the rest of the year, this would be a really great time to kind of plug in what works. MailChimp also uses your calendar, your send history to make recommendations on good, better, and best times to send. This is obviously a bit of a no-brainer that Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and Cyber Monday are going to be some of the best days to send a newsletter in November. But, I'm thinking, okay, this is the week of Thanksgiving, so my newsletter probably needs to go out like on the 18th or the 20th, or maybe if I can get it together, the 11th or the 13th. Let's just be realistic here. And I know from experience that it's going to be, that I want it to be, oh my goodness, I don't want to get into this with you guys right now. I thought I could just throw it in there and I did it the wrong way and we're going to finish that later. But then we can throw all those things in there. So go in, just kind of plan out, right? Like, okay, this is going to be when I'm sending my November newsletter. This is when I'm sending my December newsletter. And then I'm going to do a Black Friday sale or a Small Business Saturday, or for Giving Tuesday, I'm going to donate a percentage of sales to a local nonprofit that I'm passionate about. And so be thinking about those things and start to plan out and schedule your marketing. It's the same thing with your social media, right? It might be time to invest in a scheduling tool to help you plan out your social media. I use a tool called Buffer. You pay by channel that you have connected. And once a month, I just go in and I schedule out some kind of evergreen stuff for the month. But I also will go in and schedule, like I had a webinar last week. And so I was scheduling some promotion of the webinar over the weeks prior to get ramped up for that. And so you'll want to just kind of schedule those things out. If that's not in the budget, but you have somebody on your team who's really good on it, you can assign someone on your team to do that social media for you. Make sure you give them time in their schedule to do it. So maybe it's just 15 minutes a day where they go in the back and they sit down at the computer and they get it all done, or they just aren't, you take a customer so they can go plop everything on their phone and handle it for a few minutes and get things going out for the day. Also, maybe it's just something, if it's just you, and it's just me, then maybe it's just that you need to add it to your to-do list to get it done every day or week so that it's top of mind to get that social media scheduled out. A couple more things I want to remind you about, is to update your website. So it might be time to update your website. There might be content or promotions that you're running. Do you need a new pop-up form on your website? Is it time to change that out for the next couple of months? And then your holiday hours. So closures and extended hours, make sure that they're being promoted everywhere. So for Instagram, you can update your hours. You might even want to create a cute little, you can resize it for every social media account and then pin that post that's like, here's our holiday hours for the next 2 months, and remind people what's going on. And then, doing that. And then also make sure you update your hours with Google, right? Especially if you're a retail business. Are you going to be closed? What's going to be happening? You can do that now and get that all scheduled out and off your plate so folks know when to expect to be able to come in and when they can't. So just a few things, you're scheduling everything out, right? Your website, the holiday hours, in addition to your social media and your email marketing calendar. We have covered so much in such a short amount of time today. And so, I think the thing that I want to leave with you is, do what works for you and your business and your customers, right? So what works for Valia doesn't work for Christy, or vice versa, right? And sometimes it does, but not all of it. So make sure that you're doing what's right for your business and your customers and where they are. Making your plan now. If you can just block, I know you just blocked an hour of time to be here for this webinar, but if you can take another hour and print out the holiday calendar and your to-do list of what you need to get done and just kind of plan all of that out now, it's going to make the next couple of months go a lot smoother for you. And then review what's worked and what hasn't worked in years past for your business. Schedule it out. And, and Jen had amazing graphics and Canva, and get that done now, right? You can stock a bunch of that stuff that Jen showed you how to do. Get that all scheduled, get that all built and saved and ready to go so that you can just pop that in December 12th when you need it. So Jen, anything to wrap up with your recommendations?
I just think as small businesses, we need to make the most of the free and low cost resources out there. And they're out there now. With technology, we can do so much more than before today. So just use those tools. And, we hope that today makes your life easier in marketing for the future to get through the rest of the year, and kind of tips and tricks that you can take beyond that.
I threw in the chat a link to my monthly marketing calendar. It's just a free download that I have, and it kind of prompts you every week and every month with all the different marketing tasks. And so if that is a helpful resource for you, that is going out there. And so you have access to that if you'd like to check that out, if you need something to help you prompt each week and each month, because this is repetitive, right? Like we're not all going to see it every time you post it. And so it's just that frequency so that we get to it when we see it, when it's time. And that's a whole other small business solution series I can yammer on about someday.
Elizabeth and Jen, thank you both very much. This was very informative, a ton of information. We will definitely be sending this out to our entire membership in case you missed it, because lots of valuable information in that, and definitely the holiday calendar and being able to track all of that, super important. So next up on November 19th, nothing says happy holidays like getting hacked. So we have AJ Bustamante joining us from Northwest Computer Solutions, talking about cybersecurity for small business. And this is absolutely the time of year that you need to be thinking about how to make sure that your business is secure, not only for yourself, but for your customers as well. So be sure to join us on November 19th for that. Also want to again shout out our sponsor for 2025, Small Business Solutions Series sponsor, David Yasa, the growth coach of Greater Portland, does a great job. He gets tons of really great reviews from the businesses he works with, and has many different levels and abilities to, doesn't matter where you're at in your business life cycle, he can definitely sit down with you and help. So be sure to reach out with him if you're looking for someone to help you along with your structure of your business, different elements of your business. And want to thank you all for joining us here today, and want to wish you a great rest of your week and enjoy a great weekend. Take care.